Karam, is this one of your?
Yes, this was a real situation between me and Ken.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. We're not going to start with it. So, and this is different. I don't know exactly when this rule changed, but it used to be. So boats are going downwind. They're headed down the mark. They're just in the middle of the pond, and these guys all have pretty good speed. Now, red back here is kind of giving a little bad air to blue and white. And so he's gaining. And he gets up here, and under the old rule, which is not there anymore, I don't know when they dropped it out, it said that red cannot go in here and establish any kind of rights if he doesn't have room to sail all the way through here unobstructed, which really means this guy needs to be here. And then you could do that. You can get in here, and then you'd have leeward rights on this one. He's still leeward boat, so he's going to have rights. But the rule now, this is the current rule. Red gets here. Well, let's back it up just a touch here. These boats are going downwind. Who's got right of way between blue and white? Blue. Why?
Starboard.
Leeward boat.
Leeward boat. He is on starboard, you're right, but he's leeward boat. Let's change it a little bit. Just make sure we got the whole picture here. These boats are going downwind. Which boat's the right-of-way boat? White. Why?
Starboard.
Starboard tack. Very good. Okay, so these guys are headed downwind. White's staying clear of blue, not giving any problems, but he's staying pretty close. And red back here, he's giving these guys some gas with his air, and comes up and gets here. And red starts telling white, leeward boat. Now, can red come down here and establish this overlap
Sure.
and be leeward boat and make white sail up and keep out of his way?
I don't
Not
think so.
necessarily.
Yes, he can. Well, that's the rules this year, and I don't think it changed this year, but at some point along the line it changed. That white, as soon as there is an overlap, white must begin to stay clear. Red must allow time and opportunity for white to maneuver and stay clear. So if red came in like this and yelled, leeward boat, I have an overlap, and white says, okay, I'm going to get out of your way, and goes bonk, then red has not allowed time and opportunity for white to stay clear. But let's say he comes in there gingerly, red starts saying leeward boat, white is required to head up, red can go on, doesn't have to have room to get all the way through, he can make the room by making white go up. Blue still is the right-of-way boat is leeward, red has to stay clear of him, red's the leeward boat between these two, white has to stay clear of red. Okay?
Yep.
What's the limitations on red taking him up in those conditions? Above his proper course? To the beach?
Okay. A boat that establishes, so blue's out of the picture of that question. A boat that establishes a leeward overlap from within two boat lengths, 1, 2. If red establishes this leeward overlap within 2 boat lengths, red cannot sail above his proper course.
Okay.
If red established that overlap from out here,
You can do whatever you
and they
want.
start coming up, red can take him to the shore.
Okay.
And we don't know how that rule applies on an upwind leg.
No,
No,
we
no.
don't. But you just asked the question. Give me a chance to do
Yes,
the homework.
and yeah, that's for next week, guys.
Yes,
Next week's
time.
episode.
Next time.
Yeah, I had that situation with a fellow
Okay, so you were
last
the
week.
middle boat?
No, we were going
No,
upwind,
no,
and I was
here's-
pinching
here-
him up into the irons.
Here's Karam and me. Karam's going to be the red boat.
Oh, this is another situation. Yeah, this is what happened.
Here's another situation. Here's the shoreline. And we know, you can get in here a little bit, but this, underwater, this goes up and down, and you're going to put a keel there, and believe me, once your keel hits the ground, you're not going very fast. So here is some nice boats just gingerly sailing down the coast, not causing anybody any trouble. And here comes Karam. Oh, excuse me. Here
Yeah.
comes the red boat.
Boat.
Here comes the red boat charging in.
Causing problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting that
Okay,
channel wind.
So right now,
Getting a lot of speed.
right now, who's the right-of-way boat?
Well, blue is.
The blue.
Why?
Clear ahead.
Clear ahead. Very good. Let's do some things just to make sure we understand the situation here.
So he's charging in.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Red's on port. Blue's on starboard. And red's coming in. Who's got right-of-way?
Well, blue does.
Blue.
Blue, because he's on starboard. And red just presses the issue, and red sneezes, doesn't see what's going on, and he actually taps blue in the stern. Who has committed a foul?
Right.
Red.
Red. That's right. He's clear astern. He needs to stay clear. Bucket of water. Change this around just a little bit.
Even if they were flipped.
Same thing. Clear ahead. Red's got to stay clear. Let's do this.
Still the same.
Who's the right-of-way boat? Better not say the same. Who's the right-of-way boat?
Well, right now it's blue. He's clear
Blue.
ahead.
Blue.
Well,
He's clear
We
ahead.
got two wrong answers. Anybody want to try a different answer?
Red.
Red. Very good, Bob.
Why?
starboard.
Starboard tack. Starboard jive.
Oh.
Starboard jive. Let's
Well, right-
do the same thing. Red sneezes again. Oh, no, I didn't mean to hit him. Shoot. Who's fouled who here?
Red.
I think red fouled there.
Yeah, I think that's what I would
He's
say.
an overtaking boat, for one thing.
Port and starboard.
Really?
Just that simple. Port and starboard. Red taps him in the stern. Blue is on port tack. Red's on starboard tack. That's it.
But he didn't give enough room and opportunity. He sneezed right over.
Well, a room and opportunity. I mean, Red's just coming up here. Hey, Blue. Hey, Blue, I'm behind you. Hey, Blue. Hey, Blue.
What do you want me to do? What can I do? I cannot fly.
If you're blue,
Yeah.
if you're blue,
Jibe.
you jibe.
Yeah, all right.
You jibe. And that's a good question. You know, I want to explain the rules, but I kind of want to
Yeah.
try to explain the why and what your options are when we talk about these rules.
Okay, I
so
jibed.
Starboard tack, port tack.
Why would red go in there to begin with?
Answer his question, Karam.
Well, it was okay. So it was kind of like that last time. Exactly like that. I didn't hit him in the back. I stuck in my nose further in because there was better wind in the channel.
Okay.
So I stuck in my
He had a
nose.
reason. It doesn't matter, but he thinks it's going to be better if he goes to the left. Again, this is the shore, shallow, shallow, shallow. Blue, who's a very conservative and prudent sailor,
I
says,
wouldn't go
this is as close as I can get here without fouling my
That's
keel
right.
up on the bottom. And here comes Kara,
The red
boat coming down here saying, oh, watch this. Leeward boat!
And overlap.
Leeward
Yeah.
boat. Okay, now what's important here is to know that this shoreline is a continuing obstruction. It continues on.
Yeah.
It's a continuing obstruction. It is not this situation where all these boats are moving together and White's leeward.
Yeah.
White's an obstruction, but white is not a continuing obstruction. A boat in a race cannot be a continuing obstruction. So we're really limited, for us, we're limited to shores. There's times when it could be piers and other things, but for us. So here, blue is sailing along, red comes up and says, oh boy, I see a puff right in there. Oh boy. Well, let me get down there and then I'll be leeward boat and I'll force him out and then I can just, I'll just sail right by him.
Fine.
Red cannot establish a leeward overlap in this situation unless he can sail all the way through. That's the requirement with the continuing obstruction. You have to be able to sail all the way through the continuing obstruction and get to the other, in this case, get to the other side of blue. And clearly, in this case, red wasn't going to be able to do that.
Well, how do we know that? Did he run aground? How do we know that he couldn't?
That's a good question. This is a judgment call. How close to the shore are you going to go?
Yeah.
I
Ever
would
go
say
on
the blue boat.
Well, the answer to that is blue doesn't have to change his line, and the red, if he can pass through, great. If he crashes into, if his keels get stuck in the bottom, then it's red's
So
problem.
Red can't call for room
Can't-
at the obstruction?
Can't
No, 'cause
protest
it's a
blue
continuing
for that.
obstruction.
Yeah.
So you take you ask the question as you know, this is fine. This is fine. That is a continuing obstruction. But when red gets to here, that's where you start asking the question. Now, Kieran, have you ever gone aground?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Many
that would
times.
Be, that would be my
hasn't?
question in the protest meeting. That would be my question. Have you ever gone aground?
Yeah.
Lots.
And I can't protest for going aground.
But
In other
Blue's
words.
not obligated to alter his course.
Exactly.
No, blue's going to tell red, you can't do that. You can't do that, red. And if red presses the issue, blue's just going to say protest
Yeah.
and hold his course. And if blue, oh by the way, happened to go aground too, further to his issue.
That's actually kind of a good race strategy.
Great.